From the shores of Lake Michigan, it's Roncalli Catholic High School's Virtual Preview Night. Musical guests, the Stool Fools, and the Roncalli Band. And now, Virtual Preview Night!
Welcome to Roncalli High School Virtual Preview Night.
Hello, my name is Shannon Pritzl, and I'm the Director of Admissions at Roncalli High School, and we'd like to welcome you to our Virtual Preview Night. We're looking forward to sharing this evening with you and showing you what our school has to offer and learn a little bit more about our school and our community. And to start the evening, we are going to start the way we start all things at Roncalli, with prayer.
Hello, my name is Diane Vadney, and I'm the Community Campus Minister here at Roncalli. Let us remember we're in the holy presence of God. As we gather tonight to learn more about Roncalli, we ask your blessing, Lord, on all the potential for future students and families. May they find in Roncalli a place of welcome, a true place for them. We ask your blessing that they might find opportunities to develop all of their God-given talents and gifts. May they find a community where they can make friends and memories that will last a lifetime. We ask all these things in your name. Amen. St. John Baptist de La Salle, pray for us. St. Francis, pray for us. St. Edith Stein, pray for us. St. John the 23rd, pray for us. Live Jesus in our hearts forever.
Greetings from Roncalli High School. My name is John Stelzer, and on behalf of our faculty, our staff, and our students, I would like to welcome you. Our program this evening is meant for our parents and for our students in order for them to gain more information about our school. The lifeblood of our school is our mission. And our mission at Roncalli High School is to educate young people in the Catholic traditions, to help them with their spiritual growth, to help them with their academic success, and to teach them to be people of service after they leave our school and while they're still here in the halls of Roncalli. When it comes to our academic programs here at Roncalli, one of the things that I'd like to point out to you is something I noticed also being a parent of students, 2 graduates and 1 present student at Roncalli. Our faculty and staff are very dedicated. They know our students, and there's something here for just about everybody. We have activities for students that want to seek the highest levels. We have advanced placement courses. We have college credit courses. We also have courses for students that are what we would call in the midstream and that wish to get a great high school education and have choices after they graduate. And so for whatever your needs are, whether it be learning needs, and we can assist you through tutoring, or we can assist you through our learning needs program, we have something for you here. Spiritually, it's very important for us to practice our faith daily. We do so through prayer each and every day. We do that on our public address system. We do that in our classes. We also do that quite often. We have available prayer services at each lunch period. We pray as a community at convocation, as well as we work very hard to offer different opportunities for our students to pray liturgically. And that would include 717 Mass on Thursdays, as well as opportunities to pray as a larger community on a less regular basis. We also offer a retreat program for students in 8th through 12th grade, giving them further opportunities to examine their faith life. But as we all know, faith without action is a bit empty. And one of the hallmarks of our high school is our LaSallian Youth Service Group. Our LaSallian Youth Service Group has averaged over the last several years over 50 service projects in our community, in our parishes, and in our schools. We're very proud of our students, but most importantly, they are learning to give graciously of themselves. Hopefully, lifelong service becomes one of their hallmarks in their own lives and their own families. Finally, I'd like to talk a little bit about community. It's hard when you're at home right now to understand what community might be when you walk through these doors. What we'd like for each of our students is to feel comfortable, to feel supported by our faculty and staff who know them well and can personalize their education. But we also want them to feel challenged to utilize their God-given gifts and to be part of something that's bigger than them, a community, the Roncalli community, and the global community. And so as we begin this evening, our preview night, I would like to just encourage you as a parent or as a student to perhaps consider one of our shadow days, or perhaps consider coming in and visiting our school personally as well, and to make sure you check out our website, which is very informational and can answer many of your questions for you. Tonight we also have a special treat for you, and as I conclude my portion of this evening related to mission, would like to ask you to take the time to enjoy our special preview night intro of our school video. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for joining us once again, and may God bless you and your families.
My name is Fran Peter. I'm your principal here at Roncalli High School, and I want to welcome you to our school. Roncalli has many things to offer our students in terms of their educational experience. We're very proud that we offer several advanced placement classes where you can earn college credits while you're here at Roncalli.
Throughout my years at Roncalli, I have taken my athletics and my academics very seriously, and it has meant a lot for me to be able to become a better student while also becoming a better athlete in the sports that I participate in. Being a student athlete has made me much better with my time management, and it also has made me much more disciplined. Those skills I've picked up will definitely help me with people in the future in college and future careers.
At this school, I am a student, I am a classmate, and most importantly, I'm a whole person who is on their journey to holiness. Teachers here, they enable and promote my academic, spiritual, and professional success. Experiences through student government have really helped me cultivate universal soft skills such as making an agenda, running meetings effectively, and delegating tasks appropriately. I believe I've become a more empathetic communicator, which has really helped me succeed both in and out of school.
The mission of Roncalli Catholic Schools is tremendous. The focus of the mission is the student, heart, mind, and soul. And I see the faculty and staff, especially here at the high school, joining the students, accompanying them on the journey. And to me, that's a humbling privilege to do. It's my hope and prayer that what the Holy Spirit builds here, that they accompany others in their journey of life to show them how deeply God is in love with them.
I want to do everything in my power, just like all of my colleagues, to help them be successful, not just in high school, but for the rest of their lives, and continue on that tradition of education and service for others. And that is reflective upon everyone in this building.
Our students are learning to think on a global level by learning to acculturate one another, to take our international students who have come from all over the world and to teach them about our culture. Our students then learn about their culture. And I have loved watching these kids own their background, their heritage, their strengths that they have in their nationality. Our goal is to have you walk out of here
with credits that are from a 2-year technical college or for our 4-year public or a 4-year private to help you meet your learning needs and be the best success you can be.
Good evening. Welcome to Roncalli High School. I'm Fran Peter, and I'm honored to be the principal here at Roncalli High School. You're going to learn about many things this evening, but one of the things I want to talk to you about is one of my favorite reasons that I'm the principal here at Roncalli. It's that our staff work very, very hard to infuse and talk about their faith in the day-to-day activities here at Roncalli High School. Teachers are encouraged to talk about their faith and their relationship with God and the impact that both have on their lives on a day-to-day basis. Our LaSallian youth is one of our volunteer arms, and they do many, many service activities to help out our building, to help out our parishes, and to help out our community. We do service activities because it's the right thing to do and because we're called by our faith to do service for others. Our students here are also recognized when they do the right things by our student council. We have little encouraging sayings in our cafeteria. That's one of my favorite things to do each day is to read the encouraging sayings. So through our building, we have faith just infused in the whole building. Academically, we want you to walk out of Roncalli High School ready for a career, for college, and for the military. We want you to leave Roncalli with the ability to think critically, to problem solve, and we also work on the soft skills of being on time management, and getting along with others. As you also hear, you're able to earn college credit here at Roncalli, and earning college credit, whether it's through UWGB, the Manitowoc campus, or whether it's through St. Norbert's College. We're also working on partnerships with Lakeshore Technical College and Lakeland College. Will help save you time and money in your future. It's very important to us that you walk out of here with some college credits. We offer many advanced placement classes. We have a strong STEM program here. We also have a strong food and consumer science program. We have great technology courses when we have partnered with the TEALS program. We have business classes. There's something for everyone here. We offer a course for our native Spanish speakers that is unique to Roncalli High School. We work with all ability levels here at Roncalli High School, and you'll meet our learning services teacher later on this evening. Our staff is absolutely dedicated and working with students, and I have to say that they are just absolute rock stars. I say that all the time, and I mean it. They have given all of their heart and their soul to our students, and it is just an honor to work with them on a day-to-day basis. Relationships matter here at Roncalli. Our staff will do whatever they can, not only to take care of a student academically, but spiritually and emotionally as well. We believe in taking care of the whole person here at Roncalli. So welcome to our preview night. We're excited to have you here.
Hi, Zenaida. It's nice to have you with us this evening.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us why it was important for you to continue your Catholic school education here at Roncalli High School?
So I've gone to Catholic school ever since 4K, and the Catholic school in my area in Chilton only went up to 8th grade. So the idea of going to a public school was scary. It was intimidating because religion was just part of the routine that I had grown accustomed to. And so I started looking into some Catholic schools nearby, and the priest at my church recommended Roncalli, and so I started doing research, and I came here for a tour and met some of the seniors here, and they were really welcoming and encouraged me to come here, and they only had good things to say about it, so that's why I decided to come to Roncalli.
Now that you're a senior, looking back on your time that you spent here at Roncalli High School, what has this experience meant to you?
So I'm very grateful for my 4 years here at Roncalli. Transitioning from middle school to high school was scary, not just because I wasn't gonna know anyone, but because I wasn't from the area. So on orientation day, I came here and the president, Mr. Stelzer, introduced me to his daughter and her friends, and they were incredibly welcoming, and they helped me meet other people in their class, and I got to make some of the best friendships I've known and make great relationships with teachers.
They're very supportive, and they encouraged me to join extracurriculars such as theater, sports, clubs. The community here is just really supportive, and they want you to be a part of the community.
What values will you take away from your Roncalli experience that you will carry into your future?
So some of the values that I believe I'll take away from Roncalli are mainly just being supportive of others and being respectful of their opinion and who they are. The community here at Roncalli is welcoming, as I said before, but they really just want you to be you. They want you to be comfortable in who you are and what you stand for. And so that was one of the main values that I really appreciate here at Roncalli. Another one is just how respectful everyone is and how compassionate everyone is. They just treat you with the utmost respect, and I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you so much for spending time with us this evening. We really value your input, and we appreciate having you be a part of our Roncalli community.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I'm really glad to be a part of the Roncalli community.
Hi, Scott. Thank you for joining us tonight on Roncalli's virtual preview night. It looks like we're joining you in your classroom.
Yes, that I am. This is my classroom. God certainly has been good to me, providing me with this place to work. Have this warm, comfortable room to come to and to teach the awesome kids here at Roncalli Middle School.
For those of you that are tuning in this evening, Scott is a teacher at Roncalli Catholic Schools and also a parent of a student in the elementary school and 3 students in the high school. Scott, can you tell us a little bit more about your family and how many years you've been teaching with Roncalli Catholic Schools?
Well, this is my 26th year teaching. I started at St. Francis or Roncalli 4 years ago, so this is my 4th year here. I have 4 children. One of them is at the elementary school. I also have 3 at the high school. I teach here at the middle school, and my wife is the librarian at the elementary school.
As a Roncalli Catholic school parent, why do you think parents should consider sending their students to Roncalli High School?
I think about that it comes down to one word, and it's relationships. I think that my children have had the opportunity to form such awesome relationships with students, but not only students, with the teachers. The small class sizes, I think, help to make sure that the teachers know the kids individually and can treat them as individuals. So I think really it comes down to relationships and the bonds that are developing between kids and the adults within the building.
Is there something in particular regarding your children's education and experience at Roncalli Catholic Schools that you would like to share with us? A value or an experience that they've had that has helped shaping them and forming a solid foundation for their future?
It's really hard for me to pinpoint a particular experience. I think there have been just so many opportunities for my children to grow as into young, responsible adults. They have taken part in the theatrical programs. We also have a couple of our kids in the Lasallian Youth Program, which has been really valuable to them. I also think about the March for Life. 2 of my children were involved with the March for Life, so that has been a very valuable experience. I also just think about the sports opportunities that they've all experienced, and that's been a very valuable piece as well. I think probably one of the most important things is that they can just talk freely about God right at school, and what a beautiful thing that is.
Thank you, Scott, for sharing your perspective with us this evening. It will definitely help families as they are forming a decision for next year about where the best place will be for their children to be educated.
It has been my pleasure.
Hello, Sarah. It's great to see you. Thank you for taking time to meet with us this evening. We always like to check in with our alums and see what they're up to. You graduated in '93. How time flies. We'd like to hear about what you are currently doing. Where are you working, and what is your job title, and where is your career path taking you?
Hey Shannon, it's really great to be here tonight. I'm glad to have a chance to talk with you. You know, when you say I was class of '93, man, that sounds like it was so long ago. And some days it feels like a lifetime ago, and some days it feels just like yesterday. You know, after I finished at Roncalli, I went to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology for college and earned an undergraduate degree there in biology with a minor in chemistry. And following my undergraduate, I went to the University of California at Berkeley and earned a PhD in molecular and cell biology. I finished that in about 2002 and then immediately packed up my stuff and moved to Washington, D.C. to pursue a career in scholarly publishing. So today I'm Senior Vice President in the Publications Division of the American Chemical Society. You know, I've been with ACS for about 15 years. It was 15 years last month, and that sounds like such a long time as well. As the leader of the journal's publishing group, I oversee a staff of about 175 people around the world and a couple hundred contractors. I also work closely with our 700 or so academic editors of our journals. These folks are all professors in various chemistry or related departments at universities around the globe. ACS publishes about 75 chemistry journals, and they're some of the best and leading journals in the world. It's really exciting to be affiliated with an organization that has such tremendous pride in the excellence that we have in chemistry. So chemistry journals present research findings, primary research findings that scientists have discovered. So you may have heard earlier this year about some studies about what's the best kind of fabric to make your mask to protect yourself from COVID-19 out of. That was a study that was published in one of our journals called ACS Nano. And for me, ACS Nano holds a really special place in my heart because it was a journal that I helped conceive of and launch about 14 years ago. So it's really great when you sort of see a project through to fruition and to really great successes.
How would you say your time at Roncalli helped you prepare for your current position? When you were at Roncalli, did you ever think that you would be doing the work that you're doing today?
So, you know, that's a really interesting question about how Roncalli prepared me for my current career. You know, when you go to a school like MIT, MIT could fill its classes with nothing but kids from the very best math and science academies around the world. But instead, MIT actively pursues a composition of class that's more diverse than that. So they really are looking for students who represent the best out of their school, no matter how big or small their school was. Kids who took the hardest classes, kids who had a diverse range of activities and interests. So I think for me, one of the things that Roncalli helped me with was one, the education was really rigorous. And if I think back to the science and math classes I took at Roncalli, they were second to none, and I had every tool in my belt to be able to compete with some of the best kids in America and around the world when I went to college. I think the other thing too that Roncalli prepared me for was really a well-rounded education. You know, if I think about what I use today in my job, yes, absolutely, I use my science and math skills and things like that. But what's really more important is how can I communicate with people? How can I analyze things? How can I write effectively to be able to make a point? And the other thing that I think that Roncalli has been really good for is really recognizing when you put opportunities in front of people that they should really go after them. And that's something I've certainly done in my career. And I'm really grateful for the spectacular foundation that I had at Roncalli. You also wanted to know if this is the kind of work that I thought I would pursue after I left Roncalli. And if you had talked to my 18-year-old self or even my 25-year-old self, I would have said I want to be a faculty member. I want to be a professor at a university doing awesome biology research. In the end, what I learned about myself was that I wanted to do things that were more broad than just science. So for me, scholarly publishing, which combines my love of science, but my love of people, my love of talking, my love of presenting and making a case, it just all kind of makes sense for me. And I think that a broad education is really important in ensuring that that a person is ready to pursue whatever is in front of them. I think you sort of never know where your life is going to lead you, but if you have an open mind, you can do lots of really interesting things.
Looking back at your time at Roncalli, can you recall a positive experience that you had that has stuck with you all of this time? And if so, could you share the impact that it's had on your life with our audience?
There's so many positive experiences that I had as a high school student. I can think about the big things. I can talk about, being in the band and being on the field at Camp Randall when our football team went to state, or playing in the pep band when the basketball team went to state, marching in the state fair, participating in plays, which we then staged at the Capitol Civic Center. It was before your beautiful Fine Arts Center was in existence. And those kinds of memories are certainly peppered through my life and through my existence, right? And if I go back and look at my yearbooks, you can see all of those kinds of things. But I think the thing that's not really captured is kind of the really great day-to-day experience that I had as a student. And one thing that kind of really sticks out for me was being in French class, being in say, French 4 class with Sister Leo Kirch, and having the Spanish 4 kids right next door. And we had this great relationship between the Spanish kids and the French kids, right? And so they would invite us over for Cinco de Mayo, or we would invite them over for Mardi Gras. And I think that real camaraderie between our classes was something that you can't match. I mean, I love the fact that it was they were very small classes. And so you really felt like you knew all of those people in those classes. And if I look today, like at my Facebook feed and my other social media feeds, it's filled with students who were my peers at Roncalli. And I feel like if I go any place in the U.S. and could see them, I think we could pick up right where we left off. And I think that small school education, that small school community is something that is so important and something that you can't get at a bigger place. So I'm really fortunate to have graduated from Roncalli so many years ago.
Thank you, Sarah, for spending time with us this evening. We really appreciate it. May you continue to experience success in your future.
Thanks for the well wishes, Shannon, and good luck to everyone there. I know that your futures are bright and you can't go wrong if you choose Roncalli Catholic Schools.
So panelists, thank you very much for joining us this evening. And before we get started with answering some frequently asked questions, I thought that I would introduce you to our audience. So tonight we have joining us first, once again, is Mrs. Fran Peter, Roncalli High School Principal, Mrs. Barbara Strong, Director of Finance and School Choice Administrator, Mr. Warren Brewer, Science and Engineering Teacher, Ms. Joan Nichols, School Counselor, and Mrs. Colleen Piaskowski, Learning Needs and Study Skills Teacher. So thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And let's get started with our questions. Mrs. Peter, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
How does the block scheduling approach assist students? For families who may not be aware of what our JET block is, can you explain how JET block is integrated into our school day?
Sure, I'll start talking about block scheduling first. As a teacher, I loved teaching in the block schedule. I had more time to get through the material and really dive deeper into my subject matter, and that's true for the teachers here as well. At Roncalli, we have 78 minutes a day for our blocks. We have 4 blocks a day, and our JET block. We run an A-B schedule, an alternating day schedule. The longer period of time has many advantages for our students. Teachers really get to know their students, and building relationships is very important here at Roncalli High School. Teachers can do many different activities during that period of time, spend more time with their students as they learn and then practice the material. Labs and projects get to be done in one class period rather than spread out over a period of days, and students get more hands-on time with attention with the block schedule. Jet block is something that I think many schools have a period of time for study. So jet block is a flexible period we have every single day. Generally, this takes place after our third block each day. Students are with the same jet block for 4 years, and the advantage there is you really get to know each other. The teacher really gets to know the students, and it's like a family unit. On Mondays, we start off our jet block with convocation. And at convocation, except for this year, we usually meet as a whole school, but this year, because of the pandemic, we're separating. At convocation, we pray together. We collect our mission monies together. We sometimes have guest speakers. We recognize students and students' achievements. We recognize groups and their achievements. Sometimes we showcase an activity. The rest of the jet block time, students are expected to be working on their work. Teachers check grades and they stay on top of their students and encourage them to do their work during that time. Teachers can request students for pre-teaching to help them get caught up or for additional learning. Students are also free to visit teachers that they need to spend extra time with. We have club meetings, we have music lessons during this time. We also utilize jet block for our all-school masses. Like I said, it's a period of time that can be moved at any point of the day as we need it. If students have to leave for sporting events, we simply move jet block to the end of the day. And those students that have sporting events can leave without missing any academics. As you can see, jet block is very valuable for our students.
Thank you, Mrs. Peter. I can see how it can be really a benefit to all kinds of students.
Okay.
Mr. Brewer, as a teacher, how do you feel Roncalli High School is preparing students through its course offerings?
You know, when I was offered the job here 15 years ago, one of the first questions I asked our science department head was that very question, what makes Roncalli different than everyone else? And her reply was that Roncalli offers every student the chance to be in the spotlight. And I think we do that to this day, even 15 years later. I'm still seeing every teacher helping each student with the skills, the opportunities, and more importantly, the confidence to be in that spotlight. And it's not about being right. It's not about being 100%. It's about being confident in their knowledge, being confident in asking the questions that they need to ask if they don't understand. And not only here in school, but also when they go out into the world, whatever spotlight they choose, whether they want to be a chemist or an engineer, or a writer or an actor, or a doctor. The courses that we offer here give them that first step in becoming that self-learner we want them to be, to asking the questions that we want them to use to springboard themselves into whatever profession they want. So I think that's how our course offerings and our teachers themselves actually help the student be as successful as they want to be.
Thank you. As a former teacher at Roncalli, I can speak to the fact that our faculty and staff are extremely dedicated to all of our students, and you're just another example of a very valuable, important part of our academic team. Thank you. Another component that Roncalli strives to focus on meeting is the needs of all learners. Mrs. Piaskowski, can you please speak to how students with diverse learning needs are assisted at Roncalli?
Sure. We have students who have generally struggled academically throughout their schooling, and we have students who have come to us with previously diagnosed disabilities. We are able to accommodate both by either following their current IEP or accommodation plan and adapting it for Roncalli. So for example, some students, I may need to read a test to them, or they do test orally, or they might need to test in a quieter, less distracting environment. And some just simply need extended time to get homework assignments done and to take those tests. I work closely with all of our teachers to make sure that all students, regardless of whether or not you have a disability, get the extra help they need if they need it. if there's a question as to the extent of accommodations that Roncalli can provide for a student, then we always meet with those families ahead of time and discuss it and see what we are and are not able to do for their student.
Thank you. Other challenges students may encounter relate to their transition coming into high school. Ms. Nichols, what are some of the concerns students deal with when it comes to making the transition to high school? And how does Roncalli help them navigate that transition?
The most thing that the students are concerned about is, will I fit in? Will I make new friends? And this is especially true for students not coming from our middle school. They might be coming from outlying areas and they might be the only person from the school coming here. The other thing is, can I find my classes? And will my classes be too hard? We offer an orientation day for our freshmen, and we spend the whole day with them. We start out, we have some seniors assigned to them, and they're like their mentors throughout that day. They'll work with them, they'll greet them when they come in the door, they'll help them get their lockers open, make sure they can get that. And then we also have a walkthrough of their schedule. So students will walk through the A-day schedules and the B-day schedules. This gives them the opportunity to meet their teachers and also see what other students are in the class. We also spend a good portion of the day with team building activities, where the students can get to know their kids in their jet block more and give them an opportunity to meet some other students just one-on-one. We do some one-on-one activities along with group activities. They also do activities with the whole grade. So it's a nice opportunity for them just to meet other people and know that they're not alone in this. We expect students to be anxious when they come to school. Everybody is. But this gives an opportunity just to get to know people on a low-key basis. We meet with our students who are struggling with anything, we'll help them out throughout the year too. And we also have transfer students. And our transfer students, when they come in, we always match them up with another person who's in their jet block, and that person can make sure they know where all the classes are too, and just introduce them to some of their friends. That helps our transfer students feel welcome as well. We also have a shadow program, and we have a variety of students who take advantage of that, where they can come and shadow Roncalli for a day. We match them up with students who are in the same interest of them, and they get to see what their day at Roncalli would really be like.
Thank you. High school can be a really big step for some of our students, and it's great to see the relationship building that we work so hard on with all of our students, starting with our freshman students. We appreciate your assistance with all of that. Next, I'd like to talk about flexible tuition. Mrs. Strawn, could you please tell our audience how Roncalli helps families who can't pay the full tuition costs? What percentage of our families are paying something other than the full amount of the tuition?
I'm glad that you mentioned flexible tuition and you want to talk about that, Mrs. Pritzl. You know, when we look at the Lakeshore area, we have a community that's comprised of hardworking families at every income level. And if they choose to spend some of that hard-earned money to pay tuition, often they have to make sacrifices to do it. And it's always been our mission to meet those families at their point of need. And that's why the flexible tuition plan was developed, because it recognizes that every family's circumstances are different, that income and family composition impact how much a family can pay for a student's tuition. And so we take a look at the family's individual financial information and family structure, and we suggest a flexible tuition amount that would best suit them. And that can be fulfilled through the generous scholarships that are provided by donors or through Roncalli Aid. And about a third of our students are receiving a flexible tuition amount. Now, about a quarter of our students are paying the full or top tuition amount. And that leaves, if you're doing the math, more than 40% of our students that are paying no tuition. And the reason they're able to do that is because we have the Wisconsin School Choice Program. When I say 40%, I find it interesting that the Lakeshore area demographics indicate that about 40% of our families are income eligible for the Wisconsin School Choice Program. And that's a simple application. It's done online. And when the student becomes eligible, they then have free tuition all the way through graduation. So we have a lot of tools in our belt that can help us to meet the need of each individual family.
Thank you. And thank you for sharing that with us and how we help families of all economic backgrounds, and they are all welcome to be a part of our Roncalli community. Going back to Mrs. Piaskowski, Roncalli High School offers students the ACT prep class, and we also now are able to administer the ACT test in-house to our students. Could you please share with us how this benefits students by being able to offer these experiences right here in school?
Well, one major benefit is just convenience, not having one more place to go after school. And also our teachers know what the students are learning in their ACT prep classes. So many of them will incorporate ACT practice problems or test taking strategies, things like that, into their regular classroom curriculum, especially in the days and weeks prior to the upcoming ACT exam. There's also something to say about home court advantage. Although it's not proven, I can't help but think that just taking the test in your own school, where you're comfortable in the classrooms, you know the teachers, you're familiar with the layout, you know, that being surrounded by your own peers, it has to reduce some of the test anxiety that students often experience, as opposed to on a Saturday morning getting up early, going to a testing site that maybe you're completely unfamiliar with. That can all produce added anxiety that we really don't want on a major test day. So we offer the test on a regular school day during regular school hours.
Thank you. It's really great that we're able to offer a well-rounded experience for our students. Speaking of future experiences, Ms. Nichols, are internships or youth apprenticeship opportunities available here at Roncalli? And if so, could you give us some examples?
Sure. I'll talk about the youth apprenticeship program first. Roncalli's been involved with the youth apprenticeship program for about 10 years. And we have students, what happens is they apply for the program as a sophomore or junior. They get interviewed by the potential employer, and the employer is the one who selects them. So it's really, you know, how they interview and how they come across in that interview that's going to get them hired. Our students, it's a 1 or 2 year program. They work about 450 hours a year, which averages out to about 15 hours a week. Students are given a block or 2 off each day so they can go to their youth apprenticeship. They also have to do related instruction, and that instruction could be held at Roncalli, another high school, or a technical college. Our students with youth apprenticeship have gone to a variety of different areas. We've had students CNA program, vet tech, accounting, engineering, manufacturing, welding, financial, and insurance. And these programs have been great for our students. We have a student who's in medical school right now, and he started out in the CNA program, and he credits that with getting him more interested in the medical field, which is great to see. We've got students who are furthering their education, and what helps them, so now they're in college or a technical college, they're learning this stuff in class, but yet they know how it's applied in the field. We have a student who did the youth apprenticeship who now got the adult apprenticeship, which means he's getting his schooling paid for while working. And that's a great opportunity for the kids. It's really nice to see our kids in the youth apprenticeship program because they learn so many skills and they're doing something meaningful during the day. They are getting paid for it, which is another benefit. Some of them are earning college credit while they're in high school. And they do have an advantage when they go off to college. The career internship program is a little bit different. That's only open to seniors, and they're given a block of time off to shadow a different business. We've had a lot of our students have done with elementary teachers. We've had students at the hospital, at a vet clinic, at fire department, insurance, banking, a lot of different varieties. Our students, what's nice, they shadow the person for a semester, and then they can decide, is this something I really want to do or is it not? We've had students go either way. And I think it's a great opportunity to find out, okay, I think I want to be a teacher, elementary teacher, You're in the classroom, all of a sudden say, no, that's not for me, or all of a sudden say, wow, I love being in the classroom. So they can pursue that in college, and without waiting till their sophomore year to get the experience.
It's obviously very beneficial for them to be able to go out into the community and see what their future may hold and actually see it in a real sense when they're working with these businesses and different organizations. I can tell from just talking to some of the students that many of them, if not all of them, enjoy those opportunities and the advantage of being able to participate in them. Mr. Brewer, what has the feedback been from your students regarding their classroom experience and the skills that they're learning at Roncalli? What have you heard in the classroom when the students share with you?
I just posted chemistry test scores, so you don't want to ask them today. But other than that, they're honest high school kids. They're going to answer. You know, I asked them what they think. They're challenged. I would say yes, there are students who don't like a particular class just because it's not of interest to them. But overall, it's always very positive. Just the other day, I had a chemistry student again, mentioned that she was very angry because she came into chemistry knowing she was going to hate the subject, but unfortunately she understood it and she liked it, and she just hated the fact that she liked it so much. So I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but she was adamant about that, about how angry it was. Overall, I think kids like their classes. We don't have a problem with them not liking what they do. I think it's because we have such a strong focus towards the student. They all know that we care about their future, and we do a lot to help them, and they're very appreciative of that, whether it's during the class, whether it's after graduation. We're always hearing students coming back talking about how great their time at Roncalli was. I think that's normal because that's what we hear all the time. I have students we have AP chemistry. I teach AP chemistry, and one of the students was mentioning that even though there were times during the school year last year that it was very challenging, this year is very easy to him because he's able to take those study skills that he learned last year and was able to apply them to all of his senior classes. And senior classes are challenging courses. He has a heavy course load, but because of the experience that he had, because of the challenge that he took as a junior, it's definitely making this year a lot easier. He has an older brother in college who refers back to his chemistry and physics classes as an engineer and how easy that program is, and walking in, knowing how to do skills that he learned in those classes before any of the other students had done that, because we think those skills are important. We teachers go to different workshops, we talk to different professors, we know, we ask them what are things that students need to know in order to be successful. We incorporate those skills into our classes, and those students are very appreciative. They say that all the time. So I think with that dialogue that we have with the students, we have a dialogue with the community, with professionals, it really benefits the students, and we hear that from them all the time.
I've heard some of that myself, and I've experienced it just with two of my adult children that have had a chance to go through school now and are working professionally, and they speak very highly of Roncalli. And one of the things they always talk about too are the relationships that they've built with the adults in this building, and how they always know that they can go to a teacher, whether it be for academic help or just to let their hair down and talk about their day. We work very hard on building relationships with our students, and I think that really says a lot about the people working in this building. While academics are certainly integral to the Roncalli experience, we also offer other experiences to our students by way of extracurriculars that assist in developing the whole person. Mrs. Peter, can you share some opportunities that are open to our students through extracurriculars, for example, athletics or the fine arts?
Well, I'm very proud to say that we are the home of the Division II State Soccer Champions 2020. And last week, about a week and a half ago, our team and our student body did all of us proud in Marshfield at the state soccer tournament. We've also had a member of our girls tennis team make it to state. We had a member of our, I always say the wrong one, cross country team make it to state as well. And the majority of our students are involved in one way or another in some kind of extracurricular activity. And we encourage it because we believe in developing the whole child. We have many, many sports available for our student body. Football, basketball, soccer, baseball for the boys, softball for the girls, volleyball, bowling, dance team. But we offer more than just sports here at Roncalli. If you have an interest in government or politics, the student council is the place for you. And they are very active. They meet weekly. They work with me and with administration to give students a voice and also plan lots of activities for the student body. We have mock trial as well. We've had to take a hiatus with our theater program, of course, because of the pandemic, but normally we have a fall play. We do a Christmas show during our Advent season, and I think we're doing some kind of recorded thing for that. And we do a musical in the spring. Our band is involved in the musical. Our band, we have pep band and jazz band, and our band performs publicly. Our Roncalli singers perform at masses, they perform at weddings, they perform at funerals and other public events. Our music department is simply outstanding. And I know our art department also outstanding. We have an art show that they've done, a virtual art show, and she would like to start an art club. We have an international club. Students can propose their own club, and that's what happened last year. Some of our students got together and proposed the Green Club, and last week they spent some time cleaning one of our beaches. We have National Honor Society here as well, and those students are integral in helping tutor our other students, also during our jet block time is one of the times they can do that. So there's a place for everyone here at Roncalli to participate in extracurricular activities.
School spirit's big here at Roncalli,
Yes.
and we enjoy seeing all of our students involved in extracurricular activities. We think it's very important for their development as people as well. Before we conclude with our panel, Mrs. Strawn, I'd like to revisit the topic of tuition. You had touched on it a little bit before. Could you please just share what steps a family should take if they're concerned about the cost of attending Roncalli?
We have a long-standing tradition, Mrs. Pritzl. We've helped families for decades to afford the high school tuition. And I know that particularly when moving from middle school to high school, there's a big jump. We have families that are coming in, the students have been homeschooled or in public school, and now suddenly they're looking at a tuition bill. And that can be intimidating. And I think that the most important thing that our families need to know is that they can talk to us, and we will share with them the resources that we have available to help them financially and in other ways. So the first step is to connect with somebody and ask the questions that maybe they have. I would encourage everybody to take a look at the Wisconsin School Choice Program, and there's a great website, Wisconsin. If you Google Wisconsin School Choice, you'll get it. Even it's income based. I think a lot of families are surprised when they find out that they are eligible. Even if they're not, it's a great program, and I'd love to hear people talking about it more, because unfortunately every year we have students who would have been eligible for the program but didn't know about it and missed the deadline. And once a student is already in our school, that opportunity is passed. And I'd hate to see the opportunity to have free tuition for 4 years be overlooked because one thinks they're not eligible. Then, in order for to receive flexible tuition, the application is very, very simple. It's done through fax management. There's a website. We always provide that information on our website as well so that they can fill out a simple application. And we look at every single application individually. And again, really strive to meet the family's need. So we have flexibility in the way that we are able to offer flexible tuition to families.
Thank you. Thank you. So we will be ending our evening. You may have heard him before. This is Benson, who is our facility service dog. And sometimes when he sees people in masks, it gets him a little bit nervous. But on behalf of Benson, myself, all of our faculty and staff, we want to thank you for joining us this evening. We want to thank you for giving us the time to share our school and how proud we are of our school, of our students, of our faculty and staff. We invite you to learn more about us. You may go to our website to learn more. You may also, as was mentioned earlier in the evening, do shadow days, and you would contact me for a shadow day and spend the day here with us and see what our school is like in action. You can contact me by calling 920-686-8145, or you can reach me by email at shannon.pritzl@roncallicatholicschools.org. We're also open for family tours, and we can work with you doing it during the school day, doing it after work hours or on the weekends, whatever's most convenient for you, so you as a family can come in and see what our school is all about as well. So thank you again for your time.